Welcome back to CodesEmpire, my friends. So, the mod I'm about to show you is for the RC 4-wheel drive Trailfinder 2 K5 Blazer build, basically. Okay, so I'm using the same mounting setup. You can kind of see it in there. Okay, let's show you a little bit right down in there. Okay. So one thing I found with this particular mounting setup, it's, you still got your screws on the side, okay? The one thing I found is I like how this hooks up, okay? You've got your front bracket that hooks in, and you can just put your body pin in there, and voila, okay? The thing I didn't like was the fact you've got the front hookup and a rear hookup on it, and then of course you've got your mount in the bed back there. Okay, it's great, but pain in the butt, especially to try to get all of them to line in the brackets accordingly. Okay, so what I decided to do was remove, and I can't quite show you on this, but anyways, I remove the second mounting bracket down under there. Okay, so it's still there, but it's not actually hooking into anything. So all I'm hooking into is this front mount. Okay, so let's go on over here. Let's go on over here and let's check out. You can kind of see it on. See if I can get this light in here for you and get it to focus. It's having a hard time. So anyways, there we go. Okay, so you can see the mount on a Trailfinder 2. Okay, so you've got that front body peg basically that's pointing forward. Now, I don't run a body clip on this. So once you hook it in and pull the body back and set your body clips in the bed, and you pull it down, this thing isn't jumping forward and coming undone. Okay, so you can kind of see it. Sorry, it's kind of a trick to get in there and see that. So real simple mod. So basically on the Trailfinder 2, you do have to take and you have to trim your existing body posts back a little bit. Okay, it's up to you if you want to remove them. It's a pain in the butt. Anybody who knows anything about installing these, when you follow the install instructions, you basically go through and these are part of the install when you're building the frame rails. So what I did, instead of disassembling everything, I just took and trimmed off, and it's literally a 1/4 inch, guys, 1/4 inch to make this work on the Trailfinder 2 Mojave body sets. Okay, so on the K5 Blazer, it's a full-size setup. There's no trimming there, but on these Toyota Hilux bodies, basically your Mojave bodies, they are not as wide. You have to trim this. So these body posts, you got to trim them back, but it's about a 1/4 inch in order for the whole mount to mount up correctly. Sorry, I wish I could get this focus better, guys. Let's see if I can focus it there. There you go. So anyways, you got to trim that back about a 1/4 inch on that body post. There we go. So that way you can mount that mount on there. And then, of course, you mount the mounts right directly on the side of the Trailfinder 2, and voila. Now, the back body post, of course, I trim it back to get it out of the way because you don't want it in the way at all. But I don't hook up anything to it because it's just in the way. So all I'm utilizing on these is this front post. Okay. So let me pull this off here real quick. See if I can flip this up for you guys. So you can kind of see down inside there a little bit better of how I've got this set up. Okay. So that back one is just kind of hanging out there. It's just there. It does kind of almost touch, but I just cut it off. So I used a nice set of sharp clippers, basically just to clip them back. Okay. And got the other mount nice and square. That way I could mount up the mounting bracket for it. So I'm going to put this up and I'll show you the other part on the bench. 1 second. Okay, guys. So this is, of course, another Trailfinder 2 that I have. Okay. And this body mounts, I did the exact same mount setup. I wanted to be able to utilize it on the same chassis, basically. So I went ahead and I did the same setup on it. So check this out. Let me show you guys. Okay, let me try to hold this body. Okay, so this is, of course, the, for the RC four-wheel drive Chevy Blazer mounting kit. Okay, so of course I bought several of these because I wanted to be able to do this mod on a couple of these bodies. So you can see I not only removed the back section of the mounting that mounts directly on the Trailfinder 2, okay, so that back part I just clipped it flat, and then I left the front, okay, that front bracket. That way when you mount up your bracket, it'll just slide right in that hole. It's the same up on this top part. Check this out. Same deal, guys. And then, of course, you got your set screws in there. And, you'll put these in, and at least now you're not going to deal with constantly, tearing up your paint, undoing body screws all the time, okay? I know that's a pain in the butt. I personally wanted to come up with something that just made these easy. And then that way, once you pull that part forward and lock it in, you pull it back on there, and in the body it goes, or your rear pegs for your mount on the rear, in it goes, and you put your body clips in the rear. And looks like mine came out. But you can disguise them various ways. Mine, of course, made it look like a pile of junk, and then the body clips are in that. I've done on the other Trailfinder, I did up mounts like this. So your mounts are in there, attached under a rag, of course. So that way you can just grab it and push in your body clip mount. And then, of course, it's holding my toe strap. Kind of cool, which makes it functionable. And this one is attached to a piece of scrap wood. So it looks like got some firewood and some rope and wire just kind of hanging out there. And you can push that in there and voila. So your body clips are hidden, guys. So these are just a few tips that'll help you out when, wanting to hide your body clips on your Trailfinder 2. And then, with your screw holes, you're not going to be dealing with undoing that all the time. And you're only going to deal with 2 body clips the whole time. I know there's other mods people have come up with, like putting in some long set screws just to put them in, and then that way you kind of pull out the body and put it back on. But I really dig this design. Okay, let me show you a couple of the parts here. So basically, once you trim that 1/4 inch off the pegs themselves, you're using these brackets here. Okay, you can see these little pegs here. So of course I bought 2 of these because I needed all the side parts to mount on the actual Trailfinder 2 bodies, or your Hilux bodies. I needed those, so I needed 2 sets, but I didn't even use all these pegs basically. I only needed, the 1 set, and that was it. And all the others, of course, I have because I'm just running on the 1 chassis. So if I build another one later on, I've got plenty of spares. So you just mount it on up flat on the flat side. Here, let me pull this out for you guys. Okay, check this out. I'm going to show you what one looks like. So this is the side that would actually mount up to your peg that you just trimmed flat, that you took the 1/4 inch off of. Of course, you take the 1/4 inch off of all 4 of them, but the front one is the only one that I'm actually mounting this cool. Let's see if I'll put this up here so we can get it to focus in for you guys. Okay. This is the one that I'm mounting up front, okay? That will slide in my front bracket. And it goes, actually on this side, it would be like this. And then that way you're pulling the actual body into it, okay? And of course you use a flathead tapered or flathead screw, okay? So I have the tapered deal. And then that way it'll seat down in there beautiful. It's up to you how long of one you want to use. I personally used a fairly long one so I could get plenty of bite in there, no issues at all. Worked out really sweet. It was nice. Again, and down in the description I'll put the mounting. That way you guys can see. I mean, this is for the Blazer, and this is the part number right here, the B0112, okay, and that's the part number. Anyways, it's a great little mod that I did. I've done it, like I said, on 2 of these Trailfinder bodies, and I can hook up either one onto the chassis, and away I go. So it's a slick mod and works out really nice. And then that way I'm not undoing body screws ever. I'm popping 2 body clips in the bed, and away I go. Just exactly like the Blazer is. The only difference is I had to cut off that 1/4 inch off of your mounting tabs, and that way you've got room to add this cool little part. Plus, and I know this isn't quite that 1/4 inch, but you've got to think about when you've got that mounted on the side there, and I'm pretty sure it was 1/4 inch. It could have been just a hair bit more, guys. But if I recall, I thought, if I recall when I did it, it was about a 1/4 inch I cut off in total. And then that way it gave me the room I needed to add this part. And then plus you've got the little extra room with the added on mount itself. So I'm hoping that really helps you guys out. And then that way you can mod your Trailfinder 2 bodies and slide them off and on real quick and be able to go out and enjoy your adventures and, you know, put your batteries in real quick and not have issues undoing 4 screws and or 2, you know, if you're only running 2 sets. And then same with your body clips. So thanks again for watching with CodesEmpire, and until next time, I'll see you later, guys. Have fun.